First rule of summer league is it's only summer league. So let's let the overreactions begin. Knicks and Lakers kicking it off. Third game for the Knicks in Summer League Vegas. Knicks got out to a hot start, man. 8-0 start out in Vegas. IQ was leading the pack, playmaking fairly well, getting them into a groove. But couple of lapses on the offensive end brought the Lakers back into it. Second half, we had ourselves a duel, man. Had ourselves a nice little duel going back and forth. Both teams would not relent. But in the end, it was IQ and Deuce McBride combining for 42 points and leading the Knicks to a 91-82 victory. Let's get it going. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Morning show edition of the post-game show. CP, JD, Alex, the Stratocaster. What's going on, fellas? How we feeling tonight, man? This morning, how we feeling right now?
Feeling great, man. Just got a good, it was good in the fact that we got the win.
Yeah.
You know, the Lakers gave us a little run for our money, but watching Deuce McBride just go 100%, 6 for 6 from behind the arc has to get you excited, especially since he was the 36 pick from the draft. Talk about a value pick. If he could play like that, I don't know. It's just a lot of feelings right now watching Juice go out there, man. A lot of feelings.
Overreactions, bro. Go ahead and overreact. It's all right, man. It's almost 1 a.m. in the morning. Go ahead and overreact, man. Summer league. First rule of summer league is it's only summer league. But I mean, look, this kid has been getting better game after game after game in front of our eyes. We knew that he was a ball hawk, but today, the offense is what stuck out. I mean, the defense, you can almost, count on it every night from Deuce McBride, picking up from full court, never bailing on the play. I mean, there were several plays that were notable from this kid. Early on in the game, there was one where McClung had beat him with a behind the back. On his way to the rim, McBride recovers and ends up ripping the ball out of his hands. Then you had, to close the half, you had McBride locking up Austin Reeves to a standing ovation led by the KnicksFanTV contingent of Papa Left, CK2K, my guy Greg Armstrong. You could literally hear them clapping on the TV. Shuts him down there. Then he was a zone buster. Third quarter, busts up the zone with, I think, 3 3-pointers. McBride was just great, man. And then to close out the game in the fourth, him and IQ once again combined for 42 points on the night. Him and IQ shut the door on him. JD, what was your observations, man?
Man, listen, overreaction night.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we play you, Trae Young. We got something for you.
Yeah.
We got something for you. I can't wait till we play some of these point guards that, have caused terror at the Garden.
Facts.
Listen, McBride, I started with the Marcus Smart comparisons. I think after tonight, I'm going with Mike Conley of the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm stepping up the ladder. I'm going much higher than that. Listen, he is making a case definitely, to get some minutes, because I just think he's just going to get better. People forget after summer league is over, you still have about 2 more months, where these rookies are going to go back into their off-season regimens, are going to continue to work.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, McBride, what's going to get him on the court is the defense. So I'm impressed by the offense. He was making them threes, and what was most impressive about the 3-point shots is they were all different types of threes versus the zone, contested threes.
Mm-hmm.
On the center court, long threes. He was shooting all types of threes, and those translate to the NBA.
Yeah.
And that was what was positive for me. I'm looking at what can translate versus NBA competition. And the way that he played tonight, the way that he made shots at the spots that he made them will translate to the NBA. So I'm most excited about that from Deuce McBride. I can't wait to see him in training camp.
Al, he was great, man, and there was even one play in the zone where he finds Obi, who was trying to break the zone through the middle. Obi passes it back to him. McBride does like a little sidestep. You think he's going to hit the three, but he catches Obi on a give and go. And then Obi catches his guy in the post and gets a nice little bank shot in there for the layup. So I thought, there were times where McBride was very poised and under composure, especially during that zone and the half-court trap that the Lakers were putting out there.
Absolutely. And I think one of the plays that really stands out to me is late in the fourth quarter, game is close. I can't remember if we were up or not, or we're just about to take the lead, but you have McBride just crash the board, get the offensive glass, starts driving it out, and quickly dishes it to Obi Toppin, who comes in flying, trying to finish the layup, who gets fouled and gets to the free throw line and hits both of his shots. And I think that's great awareness, like to have that type of instinct to look for somebody else while driving out to catch the defense off guard. That's something that you got to love from the point guard play, and having both him and Emmanuel quickly out there. Really, it's just a good tandem for guys who can score, guys who are looking to pass, guys who are just looking to create for others. They're so tantalizing together. I don't see, like, after this how he can't earn minutes, especially as JD already pointed out, defense is going to get him on the court. Yeah. I listened to the mismatch. Chris Vernon always talks about when he's talking to coaches, if you want a rookie to get on the court, the first thing they have to do is prove that they can play defense. Offense, we know it takes time and it can come later. But they can play defense at a high level, understand rotations, understand on-ball defense, understand just how to attack the passing lanes. They will get on the court much sooner and get some of those minutes. If he can then just contribute on offense, what we saw tonight, obviously going 100 from behind the arc, 6 for 6, hitting 77.8% of his shots is just not going to happen every single night. We know that. Yeah. But if he can give you some offense with that defense, there's just no way you're going to have this kid on the bench. He's going to just sitting on the bench. He's going to get minutes. 100%. And to see something like this, it's very encouraging. Deuce McBride is becoming a fan favorite very quickly amongst the fan base, and rightfully so, the way he's been playing. And it's first game, right? Yeah. First game against the Pacers. Didn't really have a good outing, but every single game he stepped it up another level. He went 2 for 3 from last game from 3-point range. Now 6 for 6. I'm not expecting like most, but the fact that he's being consistent offensively with his defense and just full court press the entire time, dude is tenacious. I love everything about it,
man. And let me say this: what I think is going, along with the defense, when rookies come into the NBA, especially rookies that are known for defense, there's 2 different levels of defense that is played. You have the rookie that comes in and he wants to get minutes, so he gives you maximum effort, but they don't necessarily make sound decisions. Yeah. Effort on defense is one thing, but you also have to have the defensive IQ. When you're playing with a coach like Tom Thibodeau, it's not only about showing effort, right? Because Obi showed a lot of effort last year, but how many times did we see Thibodeau upset with him missing a rotation, not having the awareness? McBride has the defensive IQ. We saw tonight, even times where he was slightly beat, he rotated and caught on to the other offensive player.
Never out of the play.
Thibodeau is a big, trust guy, where if he trusts you out there, he will give you minutes. And I think that the defensive IQ is what essentially is going to get him on the floor.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100% right. And we have 1,000 people in the chat right now. Let's get those likes up. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks versus Lakers Summer League post game. Knicks win 91-82. Another dope sequence by McBride, man. Knicks were up 69-68 in the fourth. He hits back-to-back three. No, he hits back-to-back threes, and on the second of the back-to-back, comes back on the other end and cuts into the passing lanes and gets a steal. Brings it back up the court. So again, like we said, man, he's never out of a play. Always on guard. And in the beginning, they had him on Austin Reeves, locking him up. In the end, they had him on Mac McClung. So that was good adjustments there by Coach Yoshimoto, and McBride was just absolutely solid, man. Absolutely solid. I think he was watching the Cade tapes last night, man. We got Detroit coming up. I forgot which date that is. It's either Saturday or Sunday. I think it's on the 13th. So We got Detroit coming up on Friday. So I think they're circling that, man. McBride and IQ versus Cade Cunningham.
They faced each other in college too. So they already know each other. They already know each other. You know McBride is ready to go back at it and be like, I'm ready for the number 1 pick. Yeah. I'm ready to take you on.
Absolutely, man. Second game ball, I got to give it to IQ. You know, there were plenty of times during this game where I think both IQ and Obi. Al, I'm not sure if that's your AirPods. I'm getting feedback on one of your mics. It might be your AirPods. Just double check those real quick. Yeah, I think IQ and Obi. There are plenty of times in the court where they look like the seasoned vets. You know, the NBA players, the guys that have been there. I thought IQ set the tone for this game very nicely as a playmaker, getting the offense involved. 25.7 dimes tonight. 1 for 6 from downtown wasn't that great, but he mixed it up. You know, I thought he attacked the glass well. The floater was going for him. The leadership was certainly on display. They had IQ mic'd up for ESPN, so you could definitely hear him. And during the post-game press conference, Coach Yoshimoto said that was a point of emphasis for him and Obi. They wanted them to come in here and show leadership, especially with the younger players. And you definitely see that much more evident with IQ. Obi certainly playing hard as well. But I thought IQ was solid. And in the end, he took us home, man, because like I said, the Lakers did not give up in this game. And, IQ hit a lot of clutch buckets in the end to get us to win. Very interesting, though, JD, is that we talked about the rule that the NBA is going to change and look into in terms of the offensive player jumping into players to draw contact. We saw that late in the game with IQ, where he had a guy up in the air on a corner 3, jumped into him, didn't get the call, then comes back, gets an and 1, gets a runner for a bank shot, then hits McBride for the 3-pointer, and then draws another foul in the end. So, I mean, IQ had his stamp all over the game to close out.
Yeah, and I think that play, if you look at the difference between both plays, it looks like the ref will still give you the call as long as your body is standstill to the basket. In other words, when he did it from the corner, he was sideways, and then he also kind of leaned into the defender. That's the play that they're looking to eliminate. Mm-hmm. It looks like you can still pump fake, and as long as you square to the basket and you're not going forward but upward, they'll give you that call because he got that call late. And listen, I think this organization seems to be very much invested in IQ. And the reason I say that is because if you looked right after the game, they showed it on TV. This is the second game in a row that the first player that Tom Thibodeau goes out and has a long conversation with is Emmanuel Quickley. So that signals to me that Tom Thibodeau is invested in it quickly, and he understands he goes into the second year, they're going to need him because the other 2 point guards ahead of them, we don't know how that's going to shape out in terms of minutes and games. So this organization is really trying to push and motivate Quickley into, being versatile, whether it's at the 2 guard being aggressive, or if you're at the point guard, just picking your spots and knowing when to play make. So I thought he displayed some of that late in the game where he picked his spot, when to be aggressive and when to kick it out to McBride for some open shots. And to me, that's my biggest takeaway is I was encouraged by the way that this organization and the coach seems to kind of understand that this is a guy going into year 2 that you need to give him more minutes and see what you have.
They're invested in him 100%. As you said, definitely noticeable. First person that he speaks to after the game is Tibbs for the second game in a row. So you could tell that they have a lot of goals and that they've set and that they're working on. And Coach Yoshimoto also said the same in his post-game presser. Al, what do you think about Quickley tonight?
Another phenomenal performance. He had his 31-point performance last night. He got 25 points, 7 assists tonight. He was just all over the place offensively, defensively. He's hustling on defense, offense. He's organizing the guys, encouraging everybody, communicating, really trying to set everybody up. It's that next step that you want if you want to see him being a lead ball handler, to be a primary playmaker that that everyone is hoping that he can become. You can see him pointing to everyone to get into the right spots. You see him feeding Obi Toppin on the block. You see him giving Deuce McBride the open shot. You see the touch passes getting to guys, whether it's Quentin Grimes or Deuce McBride in the corner. He's looking to get other guys involved, and I think he's trying to understand that balance, as JD was talking about. Like, when does he go for his, and then when does he figure out when to give it to everybody else? And that's the key. That's the key aspect of becoming a point guard, right? Because it's more so getting everyone else involved, getting everyone else's everyone else to have their touches first. So that way they can get a feel for the rhythm of the game,
Yeah.
And then quickly has to figure out when to get his own shots. But right now, after his first game, once again, after the Pacers, which I think for everybody else was just, except for Obi Toppin, who did really well. I think everyone was just trying to shake it out, get out their nerves. These last two games, you're starting to see Emmanuel quickly just come out and just ball out and be that leader. He's a vocal leader, which is what's awesome. And you can just see the confidence oozing from him.
Yeah.
Every time they show the replay. So I see a lot of improvement. Obviously it's just summer league, so it's a lot of rookies, second-year players, some third-year players. We want to see how it translates to the court. But as of right now, it's a lot of good stuff that we're seeing from Emmanuel quickly.
We're going to get to the phone lines in a second. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Call us up with your reaction, 657-383-1509, or hit us up on the KnicksFanTV Discord. There should be a link going on in the Discord right now, so hit us up either way. You guys are up late, fellas. We got 1,500 people on the check-in, 1 a.m. right now on the East Coast, so salute to everybody rocking with us. If you're a diehard Knicks fan and you're in here rocking with us, seek help first, but make sure you hit that thumbs up button for you boys because you're diehard. If you guys are new in the chat, leave a hashtag new. We'll shout you guys out as well. And speaking of super chats, I want to shout out Blood of the Panda, who sent a super chat. He says, shout out to IQ, but new hashtag today is hashtag Obi Avengers, hashtag Free Obi, hashtag Deuce Gang, and for Grimes, hashtag Baby Burks. All right, let's go to Obi, man. 17 points. 11 boards for Obi today. I thought, again, I liked how he mixed up his arsenal. 2 for 6 from downtown, definitely attacked. Had some actions out of the post that you liked. Once again, him and Quickly came out firing early. They had that one sequence where Obi hit the 3 in transition. Then they came back down, and he got a layup in transition as well. So they really pushed the pace and got him out running. And that's his A game. That's where you want to see Obi doing once the regular season starts, because that's his key strength is getting out in transition and scoring in transition. Another night with 5 turnovers. Again, only summer league. It is what it is, but he's got to cut that down. I thought he turned the ball over a little bit too much. Picked up a couple offensive fouls, a couple moving screens, and then struggled a little bit in handling the Lakers' pressure in their 2-3 zone. So, he's got to cut down on that. But plus 13 on the night, I thought Obi was fairly solid overall. JD, what'd you think?
Yeah, I think the word is fits well for tonight. Solid. I think he was solid. He wasn't great. He wasn't bad. He was solid. On the negative side, start with that. You mentioned the 5 turnovers. He needs to cut that down because, again, this is 5 turnovers in summer league versus undrafted players and some draft picks in the season. You're getting less minutes. That becomes even more of noticeable things that happen, and you can you're turning it over in summer league at this rate against veterans. They're definitely going to look for that to happen there. And his mechanics seem to get a little bit off sometimes when he is rushed for a shot, or whenever he feels that he has to get a shot off quick, whether the shot clock is winding down, he gets the ball last, he feels he needs to shoot it. He's shooting a little bit too many air balls for my liking. And when I look at it, it's the mechanics. He rushes it. When he's in a rhythm, he gets a better result. On the positive end, I like the 11 rebounds. I like the activity. I like the movement. I like the energy. And, he is being aggressive. So it looks like the game plan for him is to, don't worry. He's turned the ball over, but the Knicks are saying, don't worry about that. Don't worry about, the shooting percentages. Let's get you aggressive. Let's get you confident. Let's get you feeling like, you're going to be ready to play here in year 2.
Al, how about you on Obi?
You both said it. Solid night. The 5 turnovers are the concern, but I'm not, it's concerning, but it's not highly concerning. 1, because it's summer league. 2, this is really practice and getting him more touches than he's used to. We didn't get a lot of touches last year, right? We have Julius Randle, who was getting the lion's share of the minutes and being that focal point of the offense. For Obi Toppin, he's now between Emmanuel quickly. It's him also working to be a playmaker out of the post for his teammates, right? So they're trying to give him the ball on the block so that he can draw the double team and look for the guys on the outside. You see him doing a little bit of stuff in transition, as you mentioned, when he came down and hit the 3. And even at the top of the key, he's trying to get involved with some of the action plays that they're trying to run. But it's an experiment for him. So he has to learn, and this is the time for him to be experimental, to try things and to see what he can get away with and what he can't get away with. It's summer league.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna, like they give you 10 fouls. Go at it and go see what you can do. So it's concerning because he's gonna have to he's gonna have to work that back. It's 2 games in a row with 5 turnovers. Mm-hmm. Can't be having that when it comes to the regular season, but let him work. Let's see what happens. And I just like what I'm seeing from Obi Toppin so far.
Yeah.
He's being aggressive. He's getting more comfortable in the post, working the block, setting you screens, doing a lot of action that he wasn't doing last season. He's getting a lot of minutes, just trying to expand his game and get comfortable. So I like what I see. It's still a work in progress. He's more confident, that's for sure, when you see him on the court. He's more fluid with his motions. As JD pointed out, there's a little hiccups here and there, but it's just going to take time.
Yeah.
But I like what I see so far.
Shout out to some more super chats coming in. Shout out Michael Parker in the super chat. He says, salute Knicks Nation, salute to the panel, salute to the chat one time for the mods. We have gotten ourselves some steals in the draft. McBride definitely has a chip on his shoulder. Cape TV sent a super chat. He says, Knicks was the 4th seed with Elford and Bullock. We're getting the 3rd seed with Kemba and Fournier. Shout out Will Caldwell. Looks like Will Caldwell's wearing a KnicksFanTV snap in his avatar there. He said we went from no point guards to mad options. All right, so he's definitely part of the Deuce Hive as well. So shout out my guy Will Caldwell. Shout out Team #New. There's a guy in the chat with the username of Viagra. VYE space AGRA. So great name, Team #New. Salute to Viagra. Salute to Christian in the chat. It says KFTV for the city that doesn't sleep. 24/7 coverage for the fans, by the fans. Absolutely right, man. All right, a couple more before we get to the calls. I thought Sims was solid. Didn't really show up too much on the stat sheet on the points. I mean, 7 points plus 16 on the night, but I thought his defense was solid. Always active around the boards. He was still fighting, even though he only had 2. And I thought defensively, man, I thought his pick and roll defense was solid, man. His perimeter defense was really good. So Sims once again showing a lot of nice fundamentals, good footwork, and just staying patient, man. Not doing too much, just doing his job, really.
Yeah, he almost had a double. 10 points, 10. He almost had 10 fouls. So that would have.
Yeah, right. He almost had a double in points and fouls. Nine bullets for Sims. So he's out there putting in work.
Now, but it's like you said. He didn't have many stats, but one thing I've noticed within the first few games is, and it's another positive for his future. And that will translate to the NBA. It will give him minutes, especially under Tom Thibodeau, is when he gets switched off of guards, I've noticed he does not get blown by the guard.
No.
And as long as he has good technique because of his strength, he's going to be able to keep guards in front of him. Yeah. It's just going to all come down to the contest of the jump shot. So that is, very impressive. Very Dwight Howard-like, as I've been saying from that we have the Dwight Howard of Orlando here. But I think that's one of the positives is his defense and his ability, what would seem to be, be able to guard, perimeter players early in his career. The other thing is he shot a 3-ball and he missed.
He did, yeah.
But the player that I thought as soon as he shot that was, man, how come we can't get Mitch to do that? He shot the 3-ball, he missed, but the form, the mechanics, it gives you some potential in the future as centers now are shooting the 3 and they're developing that aspect in today's modern NBA. I thought that's something that he could look at film and in the future start working on. And I mean, he shot the 3 in a summer league game. Yeah. So it looks like, although he seems to be a quiet player on the court, doesn't seem to lack confidence. So,
true.
A few positive things that I saw out there.
Confidence is there. Al, anything on Sims?
Not much, except that he went, he's 13 for 14 now from the field. So almost could have, if he didn't take that 3, he would have been 100% still from the field. But no, he's very, I like that he's very patient. I think the thing that I like is that when he gets lobs or if he gets a rebound, he's not looking to quickly slam it back down. He'll come down, gather himself, and then go back up and finish it. So I like that about him. He seems very savvy from the center position for a guy who who's young, who's on a two-way contract. And usually when you're on a two-way contract, there's some rawness to you that you think you can work on. Mm-hmm. But I like what I see from him so far. I like the way he sets screens. I like the way that he's able to box out and grab boards. Very, very sound fundamentally. So I'm very, if you want to talk about overreaction, I'm very high on Jericho Sims and what he could be for the New York Knicks.
He's been good, man. Shout out to Chewy Lou TV. Chewy Lou, what's going on? Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Let's back to some more guards. Well, number one, people are looking for Luka Vildoza. We're hearing that Vildoza, the coach's staff is saying a sore foot. The Argentinian reporter is saying it could be an ankle injury, stress fracture. We'll have to see what happens, but doesn't look like we're going to see Luka Vildoza until the preseason. So that could be a setback in terms of, how the Knicks structure this roster, because you have McBride stepping his game up. And I thought Rokas was pretty good in this game as well, man. Rokas is starting to get comfortable out there. He chipped in with another 8 points, 2 or 3 from downtown. Him and McBride had that little 1-2 game going. They were in the backcourt, defensively getting after it. And Rokas had some, I think he had 2 corner threes in this game. So I thought Rokas played very well off ball, and he's a guy, even though I don't think he had an assist in the game, I still think he keeps the offense flowing. As we saw in this game and the last game, he keeps the offense flowing, looking for those hockey assists and things of that nature. But I thought Rokas looked a lot more comfortable in this game as well. 8 minutes, 8 points, and 2 rebounds for Rokas. 1 steal as well.
We have baby Lowry and Conley, and now we have baby Goran Dragic. So we killed the draft, CP.
We killed the draft, man.
Give Leon Rose Executive of the Year already.
Yeah, that's number 34, number 36, man. But he played
he's
well.
He's only 20 years old. So, and even in the game before where he played, and he didn't really do much. But the eye test, you could see that there's something there. There's some talent there. There's a skill set there. And his ability to drive, he has some flair to his ball handling. And he makes decent passes when he gets trapped or off the pick. So it looks like he has a high potential to play effectively on the pick and roll in the future as he develops. So I think based on the way that he's getting minutes, it looks like he is going to be a stash player, but man, this could turn out to be, when you start looking at the future and you start looking at the Kemba deal, you start putting some clues together, McBride, IQ, the Knicks may have something here already in terms of that position for the future.
Play development, man. Stay with it. Definitely stay on the play development. With Grimes, look, 8 points. I thought, once again, he struggled to kind of find his fit in terms of shooting, just wasn't firing. 2 of 8 from downtown, 3 of 9 on the field. Again, his defense is still steady. He's still hustling. 9 boards. And we went into this knowing that his strength was he was a good rebounding guard. I think he'll continue to do that once the regular season starts if he does get burned. I think he just needs to find his shot. The lack of separation is, something to watch out for. But I just think he's a guy that they need to run a bit more plays for, and we'll see how he creates for himself, or is he more of a finisher? You know what I mean? But overall, I think plus 21 in the night, still hustles, just shots just weren't going down for Grimes. What do you guys think about him today?
I think he had a really good floor game. Just grabbing rebounds, pushing the pace, finding guys open in transition. That's what he really did well. Throughout all 3 of these games, he's been struggling to find his shot. I think it's just for him, it's going to take time. The good thing is that he's giving you defense. He's giving you the boards. So there's not much to really say about him. He's just not a finished product yet. It's going to take time. So maybe when he goes into the offseason, preseason, we'll see a little bit more from him. Who knows? But there's not really much to say on Quentin Grimes, rather than, as of right now, you're going to get a good floor game out of him. I think for him, he's rushing his shot. If you look at it, I think there's some times where you see he's taking his time, setting his feet, and getting the full mechanics with the follow through. Other times, I think he's shooting it short, and that's really what it is. I think he's just rushing his shot, trying to get something happening and trying to get himself in rhythm, and just forcing a little bit too much instead of just taking his time, getting into rhythm, which is what he needs to do.
Yeah, it looks like he's having a little difficulty creating his shot against the physicality of some of these now draft picks and NBA players. But I agree with Alex. I just think it's he's just rushing his shots. And he's 3 for 9. He makes a couple of shots with the 9 rebounds. Looks like a better night.
Yeah.
I do like the 8 3-point attempts. And even though he's 2 of 8, I like the attempts because it just tells you that it may not really be a confidence thing because he's still maintaining his aggressiveness. So you like to see that, especially, the way that he was advertised in terms of a potential ready made player right now. So let's just, give it a few more games and hopefully he can end, summer league on a good note. And, and that's pretty much it.
That's a fact. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Late night Knicks fan TV, man. If you're a diehard Knicks fan, leave us a hashtag diehard in the chat. We got over 1,500 people rocking with us right now. Also, remember the show is presented by Manscaped, fellas. So go to manscaped.com, enter promo code Knicks for 20% off plus free shipping. This right here is a Lawnmower 4.0, fellas. It is the Ferrari of ball trimmers. Trust and believe. Take my word for it. And they got several other great products, man, to choose from. Manscaped.com, promo code Knicks for 20% off plus free shipping. All right, let's get to the phones and hear what the people got to say. Let's get to it. Who we got? All right, let's go. Rod from Nebraska. Rod, how you feeling, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, CP?
Good, bro. How'd you feel about the game tonight?
Yeah, well, I thought it was a very entertaining game. I had to, pinch myself and check to see if it was a regular season game. It was really entertaining. Mm-hmm. I like what I saw from our players. Again, like you guys said, I have to agree with you. Obi was solid. And this is what we all wanted to see. We wanted to see that leap from Obi. But my only thing with Obi's leap that we're all witnessing is what's his ceiling. Like, if he takes another leap, what does it look like? Would it be enough to dethrone Julius? So I want to see how far Obi could go, really, because he's really looking like he took a step forward. With Grimes, I agree. Again, you got, like what you guys said, there's some patience. He has the package. I can see the package. I'm getting some H2O chills a little bit when he take that pull-up jump shot. And if he can make that more consistent, we might have H2O all over again. And I'm looking at his game. I'm like, man, if RJ had Grimes' handle or his handle package, RJ would be an all-star right now. And if he's just so left-hand dominant. But Sims is a steal. We all know that. He just looked disinterested today, even though he played decent. But that's why he's a 58th pick. I think he need to wake up a little bit. It's not that he's quiet. He's a space eater, but I want to see him make some New York noise a little bit so he can make the club and be productive for us. And last but not least, I got to go to our guard play. McBride and Quickly. I'm not a Quickly hater. I'm not an IQ hater.
He's doubling
back.
I want to make that.
I want to make that. Yeah. I want to make that known.
Yeah.
Quickly, it's like he got some of y'all on payroll over there. We getting negatives from Obi, but no negatives from Quick tonight.
Rod, he closed the game for him, Rod. Rod,
but I'm saying,
did he not close the game?
Over there probably to coach him up.
Oh, come on, Rod. You're killing the kid again, man.
Nah, but CP, check it out, man. Check it out. I'm looking at the game as a fan, but also as Knicks fans, we are extreme. We're like sideline GMs. So I'm looking at what's the best play for us. Now, Quick, he holds the ball. Let's look at the basketball, not how many points he scored, and he had 8 assists, and all. Like, he's holding the ball too long. And it's not a knock on Quickly, but he's holding the ball too long. But I'm going to get off Quick because I'm not trying to make him seem like he's not putting in work, but we're giving him too much shine like he's Dame Lillard. I want to see more Lonzo Ball from Quick for the next couple of games. Pass the ball, okay? But McBride is the truth. I'm going to end it with McBride. Tibbs going to get that. He's going to give Deuce some playing time. We all know it's coming. But that's all I have, CP. But we got to stop giving Quickly the pass, man. Like, he can shoot and pull a ball for like 15 seconds. We don't want mellow ball.
You killing me, Rob. Appreciate the call, man. Michael Maldonado in the chat. He's got the tomatoes ready. He's throwing tomatoes. Rob, come on, man. We were on a good vibe till you threw us off center, man.
Wow. I mean, you want to... you want to use the shot clock and at what seconds of the shot clock he decides to shoot or make a move. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you know, when you get into playoff basketball, end of games usually don't end with system basketball. It's usually you give the ball to your best player and you let him create the shot however he wants to do it. If your best player wants to take the shot the full 24 seconds, then that's what they do. If they want to move early, like that's the way the game ends, is usually isolation basketball. And you know, he made a couple plays and some of it he was aggressive. I mean, I don't see what's really wrong with the way that he played. If you want to nitpick, I could see you saying that, you know, he went 1 for 6 from 3. You want him to hit a few threes or take better 3-point shots. Okay, I can roll with that. But everything else, look, I mean, come on, man. Like, this is a guy that has been, we're talking about a guy that had 8 assists. What is it? 8 assists, and I think 7 tonight in 3 games. Tonight. He has to lead Summer League, CP.
Yeah.
And yet a guy that's potentially leading Summer League in assists, we're still getting on him for what? I mean,
Rod, you're killing me, Rod. And not to mention, this is not going to be his role in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Knock on wood, knock on wood. And, you know, injuries could happen, and maybe he is thrust into that position. And if he is, this is good experience for him, Rod. Right now, this is player development. You see him talking to Tibbs after each game. He's trying to work on his game. He's trying to be a better facilitator, a better playmaker for his team. Yeah, okay, he held the ball for a little bit. It is what it is. He closed the game for him. I ran this down. He didn't get he got the no call on the 3. Comes back, gets the and 1. Gets the runner off the glass. The assist to McBride for a 3. And then draws a foul at the end. To basically seal the game. I mean, he's not going to be perfect, but he closed the game. That's what I'm looking at. Stat sheet aside, I'm looking at how did he play to close the game, and he won the game for us, along with McBride.
And to add on to that, I mean, even though he took the second, most shot attempts, he had Obi leading with 17, quickly had 15. If you're wanting him to be the point guard, you know, and distribute to everybody, look for everyone to get into rhythm.
Yeah.
Who else do you want him to pass him to?
Right.
McBride got his shots. Rokas got his shots. You know, Brandon quickly was on the court. It was McBride and Rokas when they were there together. Then you have Obi getting majority of his shots. He's looking for everybody. Everyone's getting their shots and finding guys who's in rhythm. He's not going to feed Grimes if Grimes is not feeling it.
Right.
So what do you want to happen with quickly holding the ball? And to add on to that, He's setting up a play, right? He's holding the ball, letting the guys run the court, go through the screens, just going through their motions, and then looking for them as it's going and seeing if they are open to get those shots. So I don't really care if he's holding the ball for too long in this case, because he's waiting for something to develop and deciding, okay, is this a good shot for them? Looking for his next read. Okay, if it's not going to be Grimes, is it Obi? And if it's not those guys, is it me? Because the shot clock is now winding down after we just let a play ran. And that's just part of the learning process of being a point guard.
Rod, you got the tomatoes flying at you in the chat right now, man. Cover up out there in Nebraska, bro. The tomatoes are flying, man. Absolutely flying. So to everybody in the chat once again, we got 1,700 people on the check-in. I want to shout out DJ Mr. Man, BK All Day for the super chat. AO Pow out in LA. Our West Coast contingent says IQ with Kemba, McBride with Rose, Sims with Taj. Our youth have great OGs to learn from. Big up to the Knicks fans in the building chanting defense. And I have a feeling I know who that was, because my guys Papa Left, CK2K, and my guy Greg Armstrong was in the building, heavy repping the Knicks and KnicksFanTV on ESPN several times, man. Papa Left was definitely on camera several times, and in mid-season form at the end of the game, he was chirping at somebody, man. Matter of fact, let's hear from him right now. I need to report. Let's go to Papa Left on the Vegas report. Because he was in mid-season form, man. Papa Left, what's going on, bro?
Hey, man, I'm just raising fan bases out here. I'm just raising them, teaching them the ways.
Wait. What were you
first
saying?
First they start confused, then they try to hate. They try to say it's only Summer League. And then they clap back with the same thing I'm saying. And I turn around and I say, do something original. You copying me is giving me more power.
He lost his voice.
I did it with Atlanta. I did it with Vegas.
See right there, it looked like Tom Thibodeau was.
Papa left, ripping him at the end, and ESPN had to catch it because the energy was felt, bro. I felt like I was there, man.
I read on Twitter. It really bothered me because I read on Twitter. Mark Jones said, "Look at all these Lakers fans that made the trip to Vegas."
Yeah, that was so.
I'm
ridiculous.
not a mapologist, but Newark to Vegas is a bit of a flight.
It's a bit of a trek, Mark. It's a bit of a trek. They panned over to the Laker fan.
Defense the whole game. It was me, CK. We had a contingency out there. Mm-hmm. Woke up our friends, wearing Knicks jerseys. And it was, I think, a tie game. The Lakers came back. They played really well. Shout out to their team. But the Lakers fans decided to do a defense chant. And then IQ hit a and one, I believe, and they were one and done. And that's what, when you see me with my hands up, I'm saying one and done. One and done. That's it. I had a couple gems. They had a player named Queen at the line. I said, "Know your worth, Queen." I had a couple gems. I chanted Larry Johnson on Obi's 4-point play with the UNLV connection. We were in our bag. It was a great game.
Yeah, it was a good game, though. Not going to lie, man. It was a very entertaining game. Like I said, man, you guys made me feel like I was there, man. So you guys rep well. My guy Greg Armstrong was out there with the KnicksFanTV snap. So shout out to Greg. Definitely holding us down. So, yeah, man, great job, bro. Great job.
My thoughts on the game, just to bring it back to basketball, it's really cool to see the huddle. And obviously I sent that at the end of the first half. Mm-hmm. You saw the tweet I sent out where Coach Yoshimoto said, stay on them. They don't like it. And that was right before the half when Deuce had his – and Grimes had their clinic of just Z-drill, getting to the spot, cutting off the lane, making them pass out, closing out, not leaving their feet, something that Obi Toppin can learn a little bit about, not jumping over your defender, just closing out. Mm-hmm. But that was great. And then very interesting turn of events in the second half. You saw the Raptors do it, in Summer League, which is, what are you really going to learn from running a zone? These guys, they have makeshift practices. They're never played together. If you ever played organized basketball, working in zone into your practice is not something that's, at the top of the list. I don't think they spent much time on it, but the Lakers ran a full court trap. Yeah. And they ran a 2-3 zone. And the Knicks, when they had Rokas in there and IQ and guys were getting tired, and the coach, Yoshimoto, didn't call timeout. Even when the Lakers took the lead, he didn't call a timeout. Those guys had to play through it. So I wasn't a fan of it, but it kind of worked to seeing how our guys were able to get back that lead. And it was Miles McBride with clutch 3 after clutch 3. And it's just amazing to see the character build, even in a Summer League game. And that kind of test matters. I don't know why people try to, burn it all down and say it's only Summer League. Points, assists, rebound. What did you do when the game was on the line? I like seeing that. I like seeing Sharif Cooper step up yesterday. I like seeing Miles McBride step up. Guys who were told that they're not first-round picks. So shout out to Miles McBride. And what's different, remember last year when we played the Hornets and they ran that 2-3 zone against Hornets and they ran that 2-3 zone against us, we kind of were searching for personnel. We were able to put out a lineup with Grimes, McBride, Obi, and Quickly. Those are 4 guys who can shoot. You threw IQ went off ball a little bit. Mm-hmm. Grimes went in the corner. The Lakers were scrambling. So I thought, basketball-wise, that was the difference in the game. And the caller about Jericho Sims earlier, I agree he could be a little bit more,
intense, angry.
But at the end of the day, this is the 3rd game in a row where Jericho Sims looks very NBA. So I'm very impressed with him. And my last comment is people were like making comments about Shanghai, see you in the G League. I screamed back, all these guys are on contracts, all of them. Your team has the average age of 36. Okay, all of my guys are on two-way contracts.
I'm sure you
let
them know that. I'm sure you let them know that in the stands.
That's right.
Bro.
That's right. So I mean, like, let's gather in, Knicks Nation. Let's gather in.
Go.
This is just year 2. Let's gather in because this is going to be one hell of a ride. We have the ultimate brain trust together. I was sitting across from him, and I have the ultimate podcast. You can't spell Knicks without CK. And you can't spell KnicksFanTV without Knicks.
That's a fact.
And we are heavy. The chat is heavy. I guarantee I'm gonna hang up after this. Mm-hmm. There is no fan in the world like a Knicks fan.
That's
Have a good 100%. Night.
Papa left, checking in, Vegas correspondent. Now we got to go to we got to go keep it in Vegas, man. Let's keep it in Vegas. Let's hear from CK2K checking in on the Discord. CK, hang on 1 second. I'm going to get right to you. Hang on 1 second.
CK.
Papa left repping, man.
Back 1,700 in the
1,700
over 1,700 on a
Let's get
summer
those
league
up.
at
1:30 a.m. on the East Coast. You guys are animals. CK in the building. CK, what's going on, bro? CK. All right, CK still has his mic on mute. Dave, tell CK to just jump in the live show because he's still on mute. So I'm not sure. If he's ready. Let's try Fredo. Fredo, you up next. Fredo, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's up, gentlemen? Good evening, good morning, whatever it is. Take whatever I'm about to say with a grain of salt because I'm fully about to jump all the way out the window.
Oh, he's out of here.
Forget the wood. I'm jumping off the Verrazano. I'm off the Tappan Z. Listen, I called when Sexton was going to be available, and I was saying how I felt that IQ should be the starting point guard. Everybody killed me. They killed me. They murdered me. Right? How I look now, guys. I don't look so bad now, right? Another thing, Obi. They were ready to trade Obi for an L&B pie for a bacon, egg, and cheese, all right?
Hey, the L&B square slices are popping, though, bro, but go ahead.
Obi looks like a stud, man. He's stepping it up.
Yeah,
he's really stepping it up. Okay? He's really taking leaps. Lastly, the draft, okay? Mm-hmm. Everybody was depressed during the draft. Shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people. They were depressed. Mm-hmm. They were calling their therapist, listening to Logic. Let me tell you, you gotta trust this team, man. The one thing I learned from watching basketball for the last 25 years is that not only are they playing the basketball game, but they're playing the game of chance. We never really know who these players are going to turn out to be. How many times have we seen lottery picks turn out to be bust? Mm-hmm. How many times have we seen people go in the late first round, second round, turn out to be Hall of Fame players? Look at Ben Wallace. First play, if I'm not mistaken, undrafted going into the Hall of Fame. Everybody got to relax. Enjoy the ride. It's going to be a good season. I'm gone. Have a good night, fellas.
Fredo out of here. He dropped the Logic, bro. I said,
that's so.
He said, listen to the Logic.
Yo, bacon, egg, and cheese is good, though, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, L&B is really good.
Yeah,
all right?
L&B Simone Gardens, no free promotion, but, come on. All right, let me see. I think CK's ready to go now. CK, what's good, bro? CK.
Come on, CK.
CK with the Vegas hangover, man.
My man's he's in the clouds, man.
It's hangover 4. It's hangover 4. All right, CK, we're gonna wait for you to get back. D from North Carolina, what's going on?
What's good, CP?
What's good, bro?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Not much. Good morning to y'all. But as far as quickly, I think the two callers, one was super to the left, the other one super to the right. I think that, the one fan, he complaining about quickly, but what were we saying that we needed last season during playoffs. People to attack other than Randall.
Mm-hmm.
He's learning how to attack. He's learning how to. We need it,
right?
Especially if he's coming off the bench. You know, he's young. He's learning. So give him time. And as far as like all the other players, McBride, I loved him. He was doing his thing. Sims, the one caller said he needs to be angry, but the one thing I saw is that when he was there, his presence was felt. They kept looking for him because they were worried about that lob with him. So his presence was being felt regardless, even though he wasn't touching the ball, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And the only thing with Grimes that, and I hope I'm wrong, but I still feel that we should have picked Cam Thomas over Grimes, but that's just me. I think that Grimes, what we need to do with him is not do the same mistake we did with Kevin Knox and send him to the G League early.
Okay.
So he could get minutes and learn how to, build up, because he looks comfortable, but it all at the same time it looks like he's trying to prove himself too much.
Yeah, so you just got to settle in and appreciate the call, man. We just got to give him some time, though, D. It's still only summer league, man. The way I see how these guys are operating with these young guys, I think they'd rather have them practicing with the main roster, watching these guys, learning from them day in, day out, and see what happens from there. But I don't see them doing that, and it's just summer league, man. We got to wait until things shake out.
I'm not ready to have a conversation of who we should have drafted.
Not yet.
When we're not
right
even
now.
in training camp of their rookie seasons yet.
Not yet, man.
Like I'm not ready to have
Not
that
yet.
conversation yet.
All right, let's go rapid fire calls. It's getting late. LB from the Bronx, what's going on, bro? LB. Yeah, it's getting late. LB fell asleep, bro. All right, LB going once. All right, LB fell asleep. Book from Queens. Book, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's good?
Excellent. First of all, great show. I have some analysis and all that, but before I get started, two things. Number one, shout outs to Knicks fans for teaching the rest of the NBA how to be fans. Like, guys flying out to Vegas, yelling in the crowd, just shout out to that, first and foremost. And in honor of Rod, I'm going to say quickly for last, because we got to actually talk basketball.
Yeah.
But just to hit on Obi, the thing that sticks out to me about Obi is I feel like last year was a real hard year to read Obi because he's a late bloomer. And late bloomers need more reps. And he didn't get those reps because he's playing behind Randall, and we're not even practicing. So he don't really have time to learn. The thing that stands out to me about Obi from watching this, just eye test-wise, he has things to work on and there's some rough edges, but he just looks like the best athlete on the floor multiple times in the game.
Yeah.
Like, his general burst, he has those moments where he's a man amongst boys, and it really makes me want to double down on, let's keep him in-house for at least another year or even two, because if we have to move Obi for a superstar, his value can only go up, and we might be letting go of a guy who, if he's not an all-star, he might wind up as like a more athletic pre-all-star Tobias Harris kind of guy. And if he's that, I don't want to lose him for nothing. So that's the thing about Obi. I think what we're not talking about with the McBride situation is McBride can play the two, and this kind of fixes our rotation because Grimes looks like he's going to need time. Because we're not, Knox is whatever, and we lost Bullock, we're really thin at the three. And I think McBride allows us to play RJ, whoever we need to, at the three, and we could play McBride at the two because he looks like a player. And he looks like a Tibbs player, which is even more important to being talented.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely a Tibbs player.
So being talented and being a Tibbs archetype is like double. And I just love everything I've seen from the kid. So talking about quickly, Now, if you guys remember my earlier call, I know we get a lot of wonderful callers. We might not. But what I was saying is I want to see quickly 25 minutes a game, several of those minutes at point guard, because similar to Obi, he's a little bit of a late bloomer, and he needs time to see what we really have. The thing that stands out to me about Quickly is actually very specific, and I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on this. Mm-hmm. Even in the first game, what I noticed, and the Miami Heat did this during the season, and so did the Clippers, on the pick and roll, people want to take that three-point away from Quickly from jump. His first dribble in the NBA, they're like, not you, buddy. You're not going to sit out here and kill us. Mm-hmm. And even in Summer League, they're playing him like that. They're chasing him off of the three-point line. And what he has to adapt to very specifically is he has to adapt to that read off of that initial. It's not a full double team. It's just a show, right?
Yeah.
Like, so his defender chases him, and then the screen defender shows, and they press him a little bit. And there are two reads off of that Quickly needs to learn. He needs to learn either the dump off to the screener or the corner pass if they're covering for the roll.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're working on. And if they learn those two things quickly, this idea of Quickly having to be Terrell Brandon or some other traditional point guard that nobody uses anymore, right?
Yeah.
Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook. Chris Paul probably might be the greatest pure point guard of all time. Mm-hmm. Can't win a ring, right? I don't know why everybody's still in love with this like this is 1995. It ain't. I was there in 1995. It was a great time. We're past it. Real point guards in this day and age are guys who can kill you off the pick and roll with the floater, the lob, the three-pointer, and the dump-off.
Got to score.
And Quickly, he's already got the floater. He's already got the lob. He's already got the three-pointer. If he can learn those passing reads, he is good money.
Yeah, appreciate the call, man. Great call by Book. Great call. And as you said, man, that this is the time to work those kinks out, because earlier, in his rookie season, you could see that, when the NBA teams, when they adjusted to it, especially later on, Quickly was he hit his rough spots in the regular season, because I thought a lot of defenses adjusted to him, ran him off the line, forced him to put the ball on the floor, and he wasn't confident. He didn't have the handles, that's something that he's definitely working on. And as you said, wasn't making those reads. We did see him make that corner read in the last game, though, against the Pacers. I think he definitely saw that. I think he hit Obi in the corner for a three. But as you said, just making those reads quicker and making those passes, either a dump off or in the corner, could definitely help him.
It was a great call. I will say quickly that, no pun intended, that when he was talking about the way that they're playing him, I think the counter to that will be, which I'm hoping that he can show some of it before Summer League ends, is the mid-range game. He's still, even tonight, he shot like a floater from near the free throw line. I want him to, try to take that baby jumper there, just get into that rhythm so that you can, have that experience, because again, that's going to be the counter, and he's going to have to translate that to the NBA, because once these seasons start, you're not playing some of these players. You're playing against, professionals now. So that's going to be the counter, and that's going to be the next step in his development.
For sure. I mean, I think the first thing that, CP, you mentioned it, playmaking is the big thing that we need out of IQ, and he's working on that right now. We see that in full throttle through Summer League. And as to JD's point, the mid-range is definitely the thing. As I mentioned before on KnicksFanTV, he only took 15 mid-range jumpers last season. So throughout a 72-game season, we can't have that. You got to be a triple threat. You got to have some middle game, and it can't just be a floater. It can't just be the runner. It has to be, even Doris Burke was talking about that. He needs to have the mid-range to be a true threat as a guard. So he needs to work on it.
It's true. And, he did knock down a couple mid-range, I think 1 or 2 in the Pacer game. You saw him attacking the glass. He did get the floater off a couple times in this game, but also just attacked just with a regular layup. He had his nice runner at the end, the typical IQ runner off the glass. He gets those angles well. Quickly's working on it, man. But, again, 25.7 dimes, poured in 8 dimes over the last 2 games as well. So, good outing by Quickly. 25, 7, 7 to 15 from the field. All right, let's CK, you in the live room on the Discord. Not sure. Yo, here he is. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's happening,
Nah,
brother?
my phone was trying to play me like the referees tonight, bro. I don't know what that was about. It had me silenced out. I don't know, but
Yo,
I'm here.
CK, I think
Excuses.
ESPN, I think they watching, man. ESPN put you on TV too much. I'm like, yo,
Hey,
I think they know who CK
I think
is,
they
man.
know. I think they know, bro.
that's what I had to give the reins to Papa Left because it was starting to get a little scary. I didn't like that. So Papa Left took the show, man. He did his thing out there. He did his thing.
How was the vibe, man? What you think?
Yo, the vibe was wild. Papa Left, I was listening to his call and he put it perfectly, man. You know, there was a lot of energy there because, you know, being so close to LA, there's a lot of Laker fans. I mean, there's a lot of people in Laker jerseys in the seats, but I don't know as far as their fandom because they were very quiet the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
But the Knicks fans, we were up. I mean, see, you've been there. You know, it's like for Summer League, we show up and we were there for sure today. And I like Papa Left said, I definitely believe our noise woke them up a bit and made them a little bit more invested a little bit in this game. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
That's a vibe, man. What'd you think about Deuce? First off, the halftime defensive stop was epic because number one, I heard Papa Left clapping like damn. It sounded like an AK-47 go off of my TV speakers. I look over at the top of my TV. It's Papa Left standing up like a maniac, clapping.
Yeah, no, we were losing it, man. I probably get kicked out of this hotel if I yell Deuce one more time. That boy he is different, man. I'm excited. I love this kid like he was my son. I'm just so excited about this dude. Deuce is because the offense was great. The 6 for 6 from 3 in the second half, it was fantastic. But like you mentioned, the stops. Like in the first quarter, the first quarter, the way that he was, you know, guarding baseline and suffocating all their guards on any time he was put on to whichever guard it was. Mm-hmm. I don't even know half the names for half the people on this team the Lakers had, but it was really good. And I also want to show some love to. I know we're talking about Deuce, but I gotta give some love to Quentin Grimes. I know his shot wasn't going in, so it's not as sexy and whatnot. But the dude had 8 points, 9 rebounds, and his defense was suffocating. If you look at the guys that he was guarding up until the end, because they're doing a lot of switching on Obi, but up until the end, he had him in prison. He was locking these dudes up. Unfortunately, the shot wasn't going down, but you could see it. Like he's very, very active. It was something I'm sure Tibbs really enjoying. But yeah, Deuce, man, I could talk about him all day. This guy, man, this dude, you know, I was seeing the tweet saying that Deuce is what we wanted Frank to be, and if that's the case, sure. But I'm all about it. If there is a Deuce Hive, give me the crown because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to ride for him. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
This kid, he's a problem, man, and his jumper's ready, man. Like, he got a lot of them in a row and a lot in rhythm, but sometimes you might not hear from him, and you know he's bailing you out. Elbow 3, snapping the rims, bro. Come back, get a steal.
And that's what the beauty was for tonight because you were seeing it in the first 2 games that you know, and it's just something. There's one of his calling cards was on his scouting report and whatnot. He's really good at the mid range, right? Mm-hmm. We knew that, but then it was he can shoot, but will it translate to the next level? And tonight was that night where it was like, yes, idiot, yes, it can. And you see 6 for 6, where you know, and they weren't all off of a catch and shoot. One of them was off a dribble. One of them was getting to a spot, pass, and got the ball back. Like there was so many instances in how he got to the open 3-point shot, and some not so open, and he did the right thing with it. It's like I said, it's just the varieties of ways that this guy was playing offensively. The defense. If you don't know by now, you need to he should have showed you that.
It's just expected, bro. Now it's just automatic.
Exactly.
It's just automatic, man, because he doesn't give up on a play. And it's times 100%. Where you think his man got him beat, and he's right back recovering, and he's right and he's good to go. You know, the kid's defensive awareness is solid, man, absolutely solid. Did you? When'd you get in? Did you get in today or yesterday?
No, I got in Monday night. So because you know how they had on the schedule that they were going to determine whether the game was going to be on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. I was hoping and praying that they were going to choose Tuesday, but they chose Monday, and I was leaving right when that game was going on. So I missed the Monday game, but yeah, I got in here on Monday night. So I saw some yesterday. Was there for a lot of today, and I'm gonna be back there tomorrow, and of course I'm getting on Friday for sure.
Did you happen to catch Detroit and Houston last night? Did you catch Cade versus Jalen Green last night?
I had to be there. I had to be there. For those who know, I'm a huge Jalen Green fan. I've been there from the jump, so I'm excited to see this kid. I hate that he's a Rocket, but it is what it is. And yeah, I wanted to be there for that game, and it was fun, man. You know, like I said, I'll say you this though, it was not RJ versus Zion kind of hype, but the hype was there. It was really dope. A lot of people were excited about that. The Rockets got themselves probably the best draft
Man,
by
I
far.
was
Just
impressed,
seeing,
bro.
JD's boy, Sengun out there hooping. I'm a
Sengun
fan of
was
him too.
beasting, bro.
Yeah, man.
Beasting.
Bro, that dude is both the Gasol brothers in one player for sure.
Yo.
That guy, his post presence is crazy. He has a three ball. He runs the floor. The defense is great. He hasn't even shown off his passing skills. I'm sorry, I know this is a Knicks show, but
Yeah.
that kid, like,
Hey,
I was like, damn,
we
this
wrapping
Sengun
up
dude
soon, so
for real.
let's go rapid fire, man. Let's go rapid fire. We're wrapping up soon.
For sure. But yeah, it was good. It was fun.
Yeah, nah, man. It was a dope game. Definitely very entertaining. You could see Cade and Jalen really playing up to the hype because they, especially Cade, man. He was locked in defensively.
He needed it, man.
He needed it, man. Absolutely. Yeah. He was good.
Yeah.
Green just looks like he's gonna be an assassin type scorer coming out.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, you saw Cade's leadership on display defensively. You had a lot of young guys showing off, man. I thought Saben Lee, he's a guy that gave the Knicks a little bit of fits when we played Detroit last year. Saben Lee played a good game. You saw Demboya played well. Luka Garza had some moments in the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. How about
Killian Hayes, though, man? I know there's a lot of Knicks fans that are still rooting for Killian Hayes.
Yeah.
I like him. It's just I feel like whenever he makes a mistake, he starts to shell up. He saw that a little bit in that game. He was really aggressive to start, but then he made a few turnovers, and then all of a sudden, Killian Hayes was just invisible. So I'm hoping for him, but yeah, I don't know how he's going to mix with the cast of guys that got in Detroit.
Yeah, Killian played well last night, and then Josh Christopher put on a little show last night too.
That's my guy. Yeah, man.
Josh Christopher put a little show on last night, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So man, it was fun. It's fun. I mean, I'm enjoying the summer league time, but the Knicks tonight though, like I said, like it was wild. It was wild, and there was like Papa left. He put it perfectly because there was a lot of Knicks jerseys in there, but they were pretty quiet until like they heard us going. I ain't trying to toot our horn or nothing. And Papa left definitely was the Batman in that one for sure, but. Once we started it going, like the gym got live, and I'm glad it came through the stadium. I just was watching the highlights, so you could definitely hear it, so it was good. Yeah, it was hype.
That's hard, man. Well, we got Cade on Friday, man. So we
excited.
got IQ and Deuce got to step it up because Cade is definitely circling this one. They circling it. We'll see what happens, man. Definitely gonna be a nice test for us.
Yeah, whole team got to step up because that Detroit Pistons team is big. They're long. Like you mentioned, Sekou, Cade. Like they got a lot of Sadiq. Like they got a lot of
Sadiq was balling last night too, bro. Sadiq was definitely balling last night, man. So the defense is definitely gonna get tested, bro.
We'll see.
I think out of all the teams we have left, that might be the most NBA ready talent players that you're gonna face. So it's gonna be a fun matchup. They're already posting online the videos of McBride when he stole the ball from Cade.
Let's go.
Let's in advance to hype up the matchup. So let's see what happens there.
Let's hype it up. CK, we'll talk to you Friday, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, good show, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Hold it down.
Yes, sir. Be safe out there, bro.
Yeah, man. We'll do.
All right, that was CK2K in the building. Great job as usual. CK Papa left. My guy Greg Armstrong was out there heavy. And yeah, Knicks taking on the Detroit Pistons on the 13th. So that's Friday, and then they got the Cavs on the 14th, and then I think the playoffs start. So we'll see. They mentioned on the telecast that you have to expect a lot of tiebreakers by the end of this little 4 or 5 game season. So they're gonna give the tiebreakers in point differential. So kind of gives the teams incentive to kind of play through the end of the fourth quarter and run up the score. So let's see where we end up at the end of it. But Cade, Killian, Garza, it's gonna be a nice test, man. It's gonna be a nice test for us on Friday, man.
I can't wait for that matchup.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas, great show as usual. Couple more things. I want to salute the super chats. A couple more came in. Shout out Rondell. He says, salute KFTV. I love our depth. It should carry us back into the playoffs. He says, hashtag Dennis Schroeder 5.9. when betting on yourself goes wrong, fellas, Dennis Schroeder, who was holding out for a $100 million deal, turned down the Lakers' 4-year, $84 million deal and ends up with the Celtics on a 1-year, damn near mid-level exception. Oof.
Nerlens Noel, give him a call, man. Help him out.
Nerlens, give him some cash, bro. Oof. Talk about, man, that's a rough offseason for Dennis Schroeder, man.
And I don't even know if that's the greatest fit just because Kyrie didn't work out.
Yeah.
Kemba, up and down in terms of what was going on. Who knows about what's going on up there with the culture? That they made some adjustments this year with the new coach and trying to shift that culture up there. So let's see how it works out. But he has a tough task ahead of him. But hey, if you need any motivation, then you have it now. So let's see how he plays. It's going to be fun against the Knicks too.
Yeah,
got a lot of motivation.
Motivation.
I'm thinking for him, like, is he going to be starting or is he coming off the bench? Because I can't see him working well with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown because he's, to me, is a shoot first point guard. You can't have it when you have two of the most dynamic wings on that team. I presume he's coming off the bench, right?
So you think maybe they go smart and then have him off the bench with Pritchard?
I think he has to start. I would think because I mean, hey, he could come off the bench, but if I'm Schroeder, then that's even CP a worse move. Who fire your agent because you already lost money. You're gonna take $5-6 million. You better find a situation around the NBA that puts you back in that position to cash in again. You're going to a position now. You're coming off the bench. You're never gonna see that money again.
Tough bet. Tough bet, man. Speaking of Nerlens Noel, Nerlens' contract is official, and it came out a lot better than we thought, on at least, when free agency started. When the free agency started, they said it's a 3-year, $32 million deal. Only 2 years guaranteed and only $18 million. So Leon throws in $4 million in unlikely bonuses, and the third year is a team option at 9.7. So the Nerlens deal is a lot more digestible, I think, from a business standpoint, at least from my perspective. Not as
how you
bad
feel
as
about that now, CP? Do you like the deal
I'm okay now? Yeah, I'm all right with it now. I'm all right because he earned it. Again, he earned it. This is not to say that he doesn't deserve money. To me, any NBA player, they deserve as much as they ask for. They put in the work and the sacrifice. From a business side, though, I just look at it a little bit differently. But now, I think it's a great deal. I think it's a great deal. 2 years, 18, and you put $4 million in bonuses in there. And the
only way he's getting that bonus. Only way he's getting that bonus is if they trade Mitch and he becomes the quarterback of the defense, and he's getting.
He's got to get the hands transplant first, bro. Get the hands transplant, and we might be talking.
Because I think the bonuses are like first team or second All NBA defense or something like that. So, but hey, it's a great move. He's entering his prime, and it's only 2 years. And Thibodeau can keeps his rim protection for 48 minutes with Mitchell Robinson. So I like the move better now.
True story, man. Shout out Blade Pinder Hughes for the super chat. He says, salute gang, yo, watch Mouse at the Palace on Netflix. Did you see Worldwide West out there? Yeah, of course, man. That the legend of Worldwide West became known as he was at the Mouse of the Palace, breaking up the fray and getting Ron Artest up out of there. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that on Netflix. And Sheeda gave us some sound bites on Mouse of the Palace, so I'll post that up on the channel for the people that hadn't seen it. Bring back that Sheed content. Al, what's your thoughts on the Nerlens deal before we wrap?
I think it's a good deal. I mean, I wasn't enthusiastic for the money up front, but I like that we were bringing him back and adding that center depth, keeping that rim protection. But to see that it's under $10 million annually, the third year is a team option. How can you not like the deal? We keep that rim protection, as JD pointed out. We have consistency on the team. The second unit is going to stay intact. And if we don't have Mitch to begin the season, because I think it was said that he was still in a walking boot. If we still have Mitch, we still have Taj. So we still have consistency either way. So I like it from all ends from that perspective.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like you said, the deal is much more digestible. And also today, Kemba makes his contract signing official, ladies and gentlemen. It is official. Kemba Walker officially signs his deal with the New York Knicks. And the Knicks, as usual, man, always knows how to put together the welcome home montages. So let's take a listen to the one that they put together for Kemba.
Iconic New York Gauchos and at Rice High School.
Do I get the sound on this?
That's great.
He became a legend during the magical run with UConn.
I don't know if the sound is. The sound might be playing. I think the sound might be playing, but it's not playing for me. So hang on. I gotta hear this too, so I can get hype. Hang on. Dave just cut this from the podcast. Hang on, people. We still got 1,600 people in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's go. Yeah, I think it was playing. All right, let's run.
During the 2011 Big East tournament, 5 wins in 5 nights.
Kemba Walker, step back, Walker, Cardiac, Kemba!
And remember that buzzer beater at the world's most famous arena? Of course you do. Then he followed that up with a national championship.
With the 9th pick in the 2011 NBA draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Kemba Walker.
That summer, he went 9th overall to Charlotte in the NBA draft.
It's unbelievable, man. It's not real. It don't feel real.
Showtime. In 9 seasons with Charlotte and Boston, he earned 4 All-Star selections and an All-NBA team honor. He averaged over 20 points 5 times and hit countless clutch buckets, breaking many ankles along the way. The resume speaks for itself. But as they say in a different Bronx tale, you gotta do what your heart tells you to do. And for Kemba Walker, that means coming back to where it all began.
Please welcome home, at 6 feet 184 pounds, from the University of Connecticut and the Bronx, New York, Kemba Walker!
Kemba coming home. Hey, man, no one does the montage, the welcome home montage like the New York Knicks, baby. So welcome home, Kemba. I don't know when the official press conference is going to be, or if they even do those. I don't know. You know, with COVID and everything, they kind of do a lot of things different these days. So we'll see what happens there. But he did sign his contract, and a happy Kemba's coming home, man. So looking forward to it. And welcome home, Kemba, once again, making it official tissue, man. So
2 years.
2 years.
Guaranteed.
2 years guaranteed. 2 years guaranteed. I think it's about 8 point something in the first year and 9 point something in the second year. So, good job.
No more Dame. Bye Dame. I think it seals it.
Yeah, I think that's over with. I think
it's over with, CP.
Yeah, man. And this show's over with too, man. Late night. Late night tilt, man. Salute to everybody who tuned in with us. Chipped in 1,500 still on the check-in. Let's go. Salute to everybody on Facebook as well. Can't forget you guys. Yeah, let's sign out, man. JD, go ahead and sign out, bro.
JD Sports Talk NY on Twitter, and shout out to the fans, man. Shout out to you on the chat, man. 2 a.m. on the East Coast.
2 a.m. Animals.
There is no fan base like the Knicks, man. We're in Summer League and we're getting hype.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I'm just hyped for the season, just seeing some of these results and just the support. So let's get ready for the next game against the Pistons.
Yeah, yes, sir. Al, go ahead and sign out, man.
Yo, shout out to Knicks Nation. Shout out to the mod. Shout out to everybody who's up right now. 1,500 watching us live. Yo, at 2 a.m., you guys are real ones. But you know what it is. You can find me over at KnicksFanTV.com. We'll put out great content over there. You can also check out the podcast, Knicks Jets, etc. You can also check me out at Hoops Habit, part of the Fan-Sided Network.
Yes, sir. Great job as usual, fellas. And salute to everybody in the chat once again, man. Great show. Knicks win 91-82. 2-1 in the Summer League campaign. Knicks versus Detroit and Cade Cunningham on Friday. We'll be back, man. You know where to find us. Knicks Fan TV, #1 show for the fans by the fans. Remember, the show is brought to you by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, enter promo code Knicks for for 20% off plus free shipping. Also, remember that the show is available in audio podcast format. So if you miss it, you had to go to sleep, you can't catch it on video all night, always have the podcast form ready for you just a couple hours after the game is over. So we're on major platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Alexa, Stitcher, all the major ones, so you don't miss it. And we'll also have the post-game reactions from Coach Yoshimoto and Deuce McBride. So stay tuned. We'll post that up on the channel as well. We'll have the post-game press conference from Deuce McBride and Yoshimoto. You can get some of their comments on this win, man. So we'll see you guys Friday. Blade Pinder, he was in the chat, sends another super chat. He says, hate to be that guy, but the article saying it would be harder to come back from Kemba's degenerative knee than the ACL surgery made me nervous. Well, it's only 2 years. It's only 2 years, bro. Honestly, if it don't work out, it don't work out. We got enough depth here where we'll be fine. You know, we'll be fine. So
CP's like it's 2 a.m. If it don't work out,